Come here. Come here.
Yeah.
What are the top 3 mistakes we've made whilst we've been travelling?
Hi, I'm Lauren Selby.
And I'm Jamie Selby.
And we've got 3 beautiful kids, Jackson, Alara and Tobias.
And we're currently travelling the world.
We're trying to show you how to live the ultimate life by living life the way that you want to.
What 3 things do you think we've done wrong? Have we gone too fast, too slow?
No, we probably spent a bit too much money.
We've definitely spent too much money.
Parking our bikes in that place without the camera.
In Valencia, we got the bike stolen, didn't we? What else? One more. So, spending too much money, getting the bike stolen, and what's one thing you've really not enjoyed? What has been the worst day ever? So you've got spending too much money, getting the bike stolen in Valencia, parking them not in the safe place. So what was number 3? What's the 3rd thing that you've not liked doing? Did you like it when we spent the long
time in the camper van?
Too much time in the camper van. You know, when we travelled from Portugal to get here and we were going really quick and we were doing like 4 or 5 hours. We did 6 hours one day, didn't we? Are they your top 3? Yeah. Okay. So what are the top 3 things not to do when travelling? For me, it's going to be different for everyone, but for me, not having a plan wasn't one of them because I enjoyed not having a plan. I enjoyed looking up where we were going on the day and just going. But what was one of the top mistakes was probably food, because I'm celiac and it's really difficult to plan where you're going to be able to get gluten-free food from. It always leads to the anxiety and, you know, the reptile mode of me being hungry or Jamie panicking where we're going to feed me. So, you know, the kids can go into Burger King, they can go into most service stations, and on the way here we did like 24 hours of service stations. We only ate for like a couple of days at service stations. We didn't go, you know, didn't eat in the van, we didn't go to restaurants, we just literally had to grab stuff from service stations. And for me, that was consisting of pretty much some crisps, some chocolate and some fruit. And that was because I was in the mindset of I can only have crisps or chocolate. No, I can have fruit, I can have vegetables, I can have meat. You don't always get those things in a service station, but generally you can get fruit and vegetables. So I just needed to be a bit more healthy. But yeah, not planning where we were going to eat or not planning meals properly or not having a balanced diet in the van. So, you know, when we're talking about stress and burnout, things you can do to stop that is to, you know, make sure you're eating healthily. Make sure you're getting enough sleep and enough time to yourself. And they're my 3 things really. So top 3 mistakes in the van. Not eating healthily, because that leads to stress and burnout. And that obviously is upsetting everybody and has a knock-on effect on our health as well. Not getting enough sleep or not getting a good sleep routine. You know, getting our, let's say routine. So morning routine, evening routine, bedtime routine, daily routine, whatever kind of routine you're focusing on. We were trying to do it as a 9 to 5 in a house routine. It didn't work that way. You know, I've created this online routine, but we're calling it a routine and habit tracker because you can't always stick to a routine. So you have to stick to good habits. So for instance, you know, eat healthy, always have, you know, cucumbers, carrots, lettuce, apples, oranges, always have that stuff in because you can just snack on it. It's better for you than crisps and it's better than you've chocolate because you don't get that peak in that trough. Having those habits instead of a routine is really helpful because it helps you go, oh, it's 12 o'clock, we can't possibly do anything now, we need to stop and eat. No, we can still enjoy what we're doing. I've got a bag of apples cut up with some peanut butter in, or I've got a bag of carrots and hummus. So it's not like we need to stop and find somewhere to have a hot meal. We've got stuff with us that's healthy. Eating healthily, having a routine or a good habit tracker. And finally, mistake number 3, not asking for help. You know, we need help. We need to get help, we need to outsource, and you could look at that in any different way. So at the moment, we're getting help with the filming. If we don't have help with the filming, we need help with the kids. If we don't have help with the kids, we might need help with cooking, so eating out. Eating out is classed as getting help, by the way. But it's really important if you are struggling with anything, whether it be travelling in a van, sitting at home, feeling really upset about stuff, get help, ask for help, whether that be from a friend, a family, a cleaner, whatever it is. You know, the biggest thing that we did was get a coach. and get help in the fact that we needed to get the help in our mindset to change our mindset first. So as soon as we started changing our mindset and asking for help, because I always thought as help is a weakness and never would ask for help, because I helped everybody else, but everyone was like, oh, you don't need help, you're doing really good. But on the inside, I was breaking. And it's the days that like I see somebody needing help and I will go and give them help. I also need to ask for help too, because we all need help. And it's not a weakness at all, it's a strength, because you need to get help with some things and you can't do everything on your own. Or let me rephrase that. You can do everything on your own, but you shouldn't do it on your own. You know, if you're a single parent watching this, which we've met so many amazing single parents traveling already and absolutely bossing it, you know you are amazing. But you also know that you ask for help. And it's when you kind of say, you know, I need help socialising. So you go and meet people at the skate park and you start learning to interact with different people. It doesn't matter what age, race or religion anybody is. There's always that need for connection and community. So in the terms of asking for help as well, that can be, you know, asking for help for someone to play with their kids, asking for help on an online forum like the World Travel School or homeschooling or whatever it is that you're looking for. We're going online trying to find out expats in Spain or expats in Fethiye or wherever it is, because these guys have done it, so we're looking to them to get help. And actually the biggest help we've got so far in Fethiye is from somebody who we didn't even ask for from. They literally just made us feel so welcome and has given us advice and tips and actually introduced us to their family who are currently filming us. But, you know, it's a big mention, I think, to Chigo, because you gave us help when we were in such a big mindset that we couldn't, me particularly, we just had the earthquakes and everything. I just wanted to get out of there. But just having that help from someone to like chase the kids around or talk to us and say, oh, I know somebody that does this, don't worry, I'll translate at the hospital for you, or hey, let's get dinner together. It's just been so nice to actually have help. And it's such a strange thing for me to say, because I am the one that normally always gives the help. But over the years of our life and the story, you'll probably hear the backstory, but there's always ups and downs. But we had a really bad down where we didn't get any help. And that was why we kind of started this journey, because we thought we've got to do it all on our own. We've got to just go. No one's going to help us. We can't get help with childcare. We can't get help with this. We can't get help with that. But that's not true. So the biggest mistake we've made is thinking that we need to do it on our own. And there are so many people living this travel lifestyle, living this ultimate life. They're not doing it the same way as us, but they are living their ultimate life. So are you living your ultimate life? And if you're not, what can you do to get help to make your life the ultimate life?
Mistake number one, you start your journey and we were a bit spontaneous. So we just jumped in the van. We were gifted a ferry ticket from Lauren's father. We crossed the border into France. You go to restaurants, you go to the arcades, you go to the museums, like you go and it's exciting because you've got all these things that you can go and do now. So you're now in France or wherever it is that you're going. And, you know, we ended up in Disneyland. Amazing. And it was absolutely amazing. Would I recommend it? Hell yeah. It's very bloody expensive, but yes, it is amazing. It's well worth the cost. But the point is that this is where mistake number one comes in, is you treat it like a holiday. If you're going traveling in a van and it is a holiday, fantastic for you. You treat it like a holiday. You're either hiring the van or you've got your own van and you're having 2 weeks or a weekend or whatever you're doing, fantastic. So what I would say is if you're going to treat it like a holiday, just have that in mind before you go traveling with kids. And if you're going to make this your life, you know, the ultimate life, then have a plan, have a budget in your plan. So, you know, first few months, you know, maybe your average bill spend is going to be £2,000 a month. I mean, I don't know, you might have a remote job, you might have savings. So if it's going to be £2,000 a month and you're going to go for 3 months, that's £6,000 that you need. What I would say to you is probably budget £3,000 for month one and then £1,500 for the next 2 months, because the first month you're going to spend a lot of money and then the next 2 months you're going to spend less. Mistake number two, so we're looking at this workaway part for the night. So we're looking for workaways, which gives you effectively, you can go and stay on people's land. You do a few hours work, and they let you stay on their land for free, give you access to showers, food, things like that. It's really, really cool. So check out that, work away. And then park for the night. You just find somewhere to park for the night. It's exactly what it says on the tin. You park for the night. You don't park there for a week or 2 weeks. Some places you can, but you just park for the night. The great thing about those apps is that you can go, oh yeah, we can go here, we can go there, we can go there, we can do this, we could do this, we could do this. And that's what results in mistake number 2, is traveling too fast. So don't travel too fast. We traveled 11 countries in, it was basically 7 months, but I think 8 or 9 of those countries were in 2 weeks. So that was far too much. We did far too much time traveling. The kids hated it. We didn't get to enjoy it as much as we like. And it's also what led to mistake number 3. And mistake number 3 is not planning ahead for the weather. So because we were traveling so quickly, we were traveling in different time zones, we were traveling in different climates. So we were going from sunny beaches, 20-degree beaches, to then snowy mountains. Now that's not great if you haven't got the right tyres on. We didn't. So that created a lot of anxiety, and we then had to start making sure we were planning ahead. Well, we didn't plan ahead because we ended up in Slovenia, and I want to paint this picture. We're in Slovenia, it's beautiful Slovenia. We've come from Portugal and we're driving all the way to Turkey. We've driven through a lot of countries to get to Turkey, but ultimately as we're driving through Italy, Italy's nice, the roads are pretty good. It's pretty cold, but we've got diesel heater, so not a problem. We then head into Slovenia. I didn't think nothing of it. I picked this park for the night spot because it said it got this amazing caves, and they were amazing. So you've got to check out those caves. I'll include the link in the description. Amazing caves. But what I hadn't done was I hadn't checked the weather. More fool me. Because I'm driving along and the wind's like, you know, it's blowing me about a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, this is all right. You know, I'm okay with this. And then the snow on the side of the roads is like, you know, it's like a dusting. You know, I'm like, that's nothing. You know, I'm okay with that. And then it starts getting higher and higher and higher, and I keep going higher and higher and higher. And I'm like, I don't like this, Lauren. We're going too high. Like, this is going into the mountains high, and I don't have snow tires, so this is not good. And the snow is getting higher and higher and higher, and I'm getting higher and higher and higher. And then we go through this tunnel, and the wind was blowing a little bit, but it wasn't blowing that hard. We went through this tunnel for about, I want to say about 5-10 minutes. Anyway, we came out the other end. Jesus, oh my God, like it was just bang. It hit me from the side here, and it swerved me across from the right-hand lane all the way across to the left-hand lane. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I absolutely cacked my pants. And I was very nervous. I've got my 3 beautiful children, my beautiful wife in the car, like my whole house, everything in this van, and we're gonna die. Like, that's basically what's going in my head. I'm like, we're gonna die. Like, this is it. Like, it's game over. And I'm like literally holding on for dear life. And I feel like I'm doing like, I don't know, 50 kilometers an hour. I'm not, I'm like doing 10, but like the van's getting ragdolled like this, and it's just absolutely mental. So that is mistake number 3. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed doing it. Have an amazing day. Join us on our adventure
as we inspire you to live your ultimate life.
Please like and subscribe. Oh, me.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Are you recording it? Is it on slow-mo?
Yeah, go on. Slow-mo, go.
Slow-mo? Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.